name is Anita. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I wanted to talk a little bit more about relationships. Let's say, how do you know that you have been doing your work? You know your inner shadow work, shadow integration work, wounded child. First of all, you know because you have been going through a lot of transformation inside the last years, maybe your whole life. You are a person who has been willing to do the work. You are a person who has been willing to be vulnerable and raw and honest, first and foremost with yourself and with your closest people. You are a person who has been willing to admit when it's you, when you could have seen, when you have noticed that it's your patterns from childhood, maybe even from previous lifetimes. Maybe you remember, like I do, several of your previous lifetimes. Maybe you just intuitively know that. You are a person who are holding yourself accountable, and you also expect that from, not expect that, to be able to have close relationship in your life, you feel like you cannot compromise if they are not willing to also take responsibility for themselves and for their own wounds and for their inner healing work. So in your closest circle at least. So you are a person who does the work. You have been going through situations with your friends and maybe some family members, and where you have admitted where you are wrong, where you know, are self-aware about your own weaknesses and challenges. There's no reason to be shameful about that. We all have that. We all have that. We all constantly need, or continuously need, to do the work. If something pops up, we are not going to look, we are not looking for it, but if it shows up, we are always willing to if you are always willing to look at yourself and your wounds. There's a saying that if you are attracting people who want conflict with you, you haven't gotten that far. If you meet a lot of people like that. Well, I will beg to differ. Because in this world we are living in now, it's completely different. Because so many people on this planet have been able to control their behavior and their mood and their life situation by just charging on and also being keeping in control in discussions, and almost like fake it a little bit that they are calm and peaceful and always loving and don't have any struggles in their life. Many people have behaved like that their whole life, and now during these times of stress, during these times of uncertainty in the world, people are more and more unstable if they haven't been doing the work. So everybody's boat is rocking. The sea is, the ocean is stormy. And people are struggling more, many people with the finances and with their relationship, with their living situations maybe. Their life are not very peaceful anymore, so they are being pushed into a corner to work on themselves, basically. And when that is happening and they have their whole life or big portion of their life being going around and stuff things down, emotions down, and been able to control their own behavior, suddenly they are not. So it's important to have empathy in these kinds of situations, because if you are one who have been doing the work, you also have been the one being really raw and vulnerable, so you are able to have that kind of grace. You are able to be the one then to show them empathy. Does not mean that you allow them to make your life a mess or create havoc in your life, or that you need to have them close in your life. I'm just talking about situations that shows up. If you are able to have some grace and empathy for them going through the situation, so because you can clearly see, oh my gosh, this person is normally not like this, or you don't know them, but you can then think maybe they are not normally like this. They are acting like a child suddenly from their wounded child, and this is a person who normally is calm and kind and have been able to behave themselves. Here they are finding themselves in a situation they don't even recognize themselves in. So my point is, if they are gaslighting you or accusing you that it's you, or want to force you into situations where you don't want to go, just breathe and ground yourself, keep your calm, and it's probably no point in discussing with these people, but what you can do to ease up the situation is to admit that you are not perfect, that you have some wounds, maybe it's me, own a little part of it, and then say, but this is not just me. Because it's important to stand up for ourselves too in this world. Yes, we hold grace for others and space for them, but also it's very important to make it very clear what you don't accept in your life. So you can say something like, yes, okay, I know I'm not perfect, I know I have my own wounds, but I've been doing a lot of work on them. But maybe in this situation they got a little bit triggered too, I don't know, but I'm willing to look at it. If you are willing to look at your wounds, if you are willing to be vulnerable back, so then we can work this out together. And if they are not willing to do that, if they just accuse you for something and that it's only you, there's no point in discussing with them, because you are just wasting energy and focus. Your focus should be, if you have been doing the work, you deserve then a peaceful life. You deserve to have only these great people around you that also have been doing the work. So you probably have been going through situations with your closest people, your closest circle, where you both were vulnerable, you both took responsibility, you both were self-aware and admitted things and said, I'm sorry, and you both were willing to work it out together, to solve it together. And that's how it is meant to be when you are a person who does the work. That's the new earth. That's how it's supposed to be. We are supposed to be kind and graceful towards each other, but we're also supposed to hold firm boundaries when people are stepping all over us. That's not okay. That's not okay. So then, if there's no point in reasoning with them and you just say that little part, normally what happens is, if you respond very calmly to them and not buy into their what they accuse you for, and you're not buying into their wounds, and you keep calm and centered and honest, because that's the thing, we have to be honest. Like, I don't know where this comes from, but this is not about me. You can say something like that. I know I had a wound about this, but you have to feel it's honest. You cannot lie, you cannot fool yourself. This is the thing, because maybe something came up no matter how much work you have done. But if you're not able to see it then, but you feel it inside that there's something going on, just calm down the situation and step back, ask for time, just say, we cannot agree on this right now, and let's get back to each other later. And if they are not willing, you are still doing the work on yourself. You are still doing the work on yourself, because you are the one who wants to benefit for all the hard work you have done on yourself. You don't want to lose that now, after all this growth you have had. You still want to be a great person. You still want to hold yourself accountable. If something pops up, maybe it's just tiny bit this time, but still, maybe it caused the situation for you to see where there still is something. But again, the planet is now full of people who haven't done the work, and they are behaving out of character for them. They have never been like this before. So just be aware of that, and that's because of stress and worry for their life. The finances, and maybe they have other issues going on now, because we are all meant to slow down in our life. We are all meant to take a look inside and do shadow integration work to heal our wounds from other relationships, from childhood, from past lives. We are all meant to clear the path now inside, and that work it goes on mostly inside, then the outer world changes around you. But like I said, because you attract some people during your day, when you go about your day with pure intentions, if you hold pure intentions for your day, for your life, when you are in relationship, interacting in other relationships, that you are going to be a good person, that you only want love and peace in your world, and you come from that place, from pure intentions, and you are honest with yourself and vulnerable with yourself, and you know about your weaknesses, your past wounds, you have done a lot of work on them, and you have that intention, and still attract people who behave a little bit like that towards you, doesn't have to mean you have plenty of work there to do. It's not always you. You are also somebody who is helping them to see their issues. You are also someone, especially when they accuse you or try to gaslight you, and they can see that you are still calm, not from a fake place like many people have done all their lives, pretending to be calm when the energies tells differently. So that's the thing, we are all becoming more and more energy, more and more highly sensitive to energies and frequencies from others. So we sense their aura, we can sense their intentions, we can sense if they're honest. So if you are truly honest in the discussion or in the texting or in that situation, they can feel it, and then they are forced to look at themselves, sort of. It's like they wow, it's me. But many people are not able to say that. They are not at that place yet. Maybe you never will see them again. Maybe you will never hear from them again because they are shameful. So I'm asking you that if somebody does this to you and you can see, because you have been through it yourself, that they now feel shameful, that they now regret, that they were shocked over their own behavior, out of character, not normally like they behave. You were sort of the teacher, not sort of, you were the teacher, you were the one that unknowingly show them their wounds. That was not your intention. This situation just happened by itself, and now because you are handling it so well, they are able to see their own wounds. So then we are tools for each other. We are helpers for each other. You have heard about mirroring and all this, but also I can see there are many coaches now telling everybody, not just coaches, but guides out there, that telling people to just cut them out, just cut out people of your life. And yeah, I have been like that myself. I'm not saying you will have them close in your life, but always be willing to say, no worries, it's okay, I understand, I have compassion for you, because I've been there, I've been going through that. I know you didn't meant that. I had a good intuition about you. I felt you were a good person. I know this just came from fear. So that's the point. You can have the grace to be the bigger person when you have done the work, and you can have the grace to have empathy for others and to see that they didn't mean to. At the same time, you do not allow them to step on your boundaries. You do not allow them to make your life a mess, and you won't allow them to gaslight you or treat you badly. But if you are not feeling strong enough yourself yet to hold this space for them, that kind of grace, you want to just peacefully exit. If you feel the need to make a point, to prove a point, to be right with them, to put them in their place, you have still more work to do. So, but if you feel like, okay, this is not my job, I cannot do anything, I cannot get through to them, it's because the level of awareness isn't there yet. It could be right before, but if they come back to you or text you or say something like, I'm sorry that happened, I don't know what came over me, then please hold the space to just say, it's okay, I understand, I get it, I've been there, no worries. because pretending later that you have never been like that and you have always handled every situation in your life just shows you have more work to do. We all have behaved pathetically. I have been through so many things in my life where I had to be humble and raw and honest and say I'm sorry and please forgive me. And that's the thing. If you haven't, you probably haven't done the work. And you sooner or later probably, not certainly, but probably will be forced into a corner yourself. So we need now to have more compassion for each other, more grace, but never abandon your boundaries. Firm boundaries, keep your calm, and then also have the empathy if you feel you have space for it. If not, you pull back, you calm the situation, you pull back, and you won't go back into that situation and poke the bear if they don't get back to you. If they are not willing to be vulnerable, you just stay away from that person until they maybe become ready or not. Maybe at least they now have the opportunity to do the work on themselves. And even though you will never get a thank you, even though you will never get a sorry or excuse or an honest raw share, hopefully you were able to influence them so they noticed their wounds, so they got the opportunity to do their work themselves. Okay, I hope that helps. So don't think that, okay, now if you live a very busy life and you meet a lot of people and you constantly get into these kinds of situations, look at yourself first and see, why do I attract this? But it might just be that you are now at a place where you are so calm and peaceful and graceful about other people and so self-aware and willing to do your own work that you actually are now helping other people go through this. But you cannot fake it. You cannot fake the energies. You cannot fake yourself. You cannot trick people. They feel if you really mean it, and then the situation becomes peaceful. Because they feel, wow, there's nothing triggered in that person, then it has to be me. And that's the thing. I've been through that. I have been the one, wow, it has to be me. But I'm telling you, if you are the person who have to admit it has to be you, don't be hard on yourself. Just, cry and feel shameful, because do not suppress the shame. Just feel the shame. Admit it to a close friend. Oh my gosh, I was really pathetic there. I wonder if there's something I can do to make it good again. And if it isn't, if this is a person you never can meet again, you have a situation with, then just put out that intention, send them good energies, good vibes, and a sorry. Like you can do the Ho'oponopono prayer, like I'm sorry. You can sit in meditation, breathe deeply, ground yourself down to Mother Earth, and then you can say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I'm never meant to hurt you. I forgive you. Thank you, I forgive you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. That's a prayer that's really working on an energetic level. And you can send out sincerely from your heart. Okay. And forgive yourself. Say that to yourself afterwards. And just admit things for yourself and be raw, honest and vulnerable with yourself first and foremost. That's doing the work. That's doing the work. And if you believe in God or another in the divine, then just talk with the divine and be raw, honest and vulnerable and clear the situation there. But if you can, get back to somebody and say, I'm sorry I acted out of character, that's not normally me, I don't know what came up for me, but I got a big wound triggered, and I'm sorry I hurted you, if you please can forgive me. I just wanted to say that, don't force yourself into their life again, just say that. A good excuse, not like a real I'm sorry, not I'm sorry you felt that way, I'm sorry I hurt you, I'm sorry I made you feel hurt, I'm sorry, just say I'm sorry I behaved badly. I'm sorry that I did that, and please forgive me for that, or I hope you can forgive me for that. So an honest apology, not that nonsense apology that people do so often. Okay, have a nice day. I hope this video helped you in some way, and if you like what I'm talking about, please press thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. This had to be a longer video, as I'm sure you can understand. Take care. Bye bye.